Right, here we are again, and we are going to have a look at the Macrame owl keyring. So I'll zoom in shortly. I'm just going to talk you through what I'm going to do today. This is the size that it works out at if you do it using the 2mm-ish yarn. Or macrame cotton, whichever you've got. It's a good keyring size. I'm going to be doing mine in 4mm yarn today, just to make it easier to show the knots, etc. And but you can use whatever finding you want. So you can either have a little small keyring finding like this. I think that one's like a, that's that one. You can go for slightly wider like this, and from some of our previous sessions you can go for even wider like this. So if you are using something that size, you can probably get away with putting your 6 strands, the long strands, straight onto the keyring finding. If it's something smaller like this, you can still do it, but that's when that extra cord that I mentioned in the comments comes into play. So you just string one on, and then you add the other cords to that one thread that you've strung onto your keyring finding. So for the purpose of today, I am actually not using these. By the way, are the keyrings that were covered in the other videos that are already on the in the media, in the group media. So if you want to know how to do any of these, just have a look in the group video. But for today, what I'm going to use is this ring, and I'm going to use that as my basic, as my basis. But in order to show you how to use the second cord, if you've only got a small keyring finding, I'm only going to string one cord onto this ring. And I've learnt my lesson from the last time when I went off the screen, so I'm actually just going to sellotape this ring down once I've got my cord on. So I've cut mine slightly longer because they are because I'm using 4mm cord rather than 2mm. So the cord has to travel further, obviously, because it's wider wider diameter of cotton, and therefore you need a little bit more on the length. So what I'm going to do to start with is take one of the I think I said 40cm strands for you. Take one of these, fold it in half, and we're going to attach it to the whatever ring you're using. And we're doing a reverse lark's head knot. Doesn't matter which way around you do it, because if you flip it, you've got a lark's head knot. If you flip it back, you've got a reverse lark's head knot. And then we're going to lay these 2 cords out like this. Then your long cords, your 6 long cords, I want you to do the same. Again, you need to fold the cords in half, and what you're going to do is attach 3 to each side, again using a reverse lark's head knot. So in this case, if you put the halfway point underneath, bring it towards you, hang on to your end with your fingers, pull the 2 ends through and cinch them up. You can worry about positioning everything later. There's 1. So I need another 2 on that side. I'm also going to show you 2 different ways of finishing this off. And because mine's going to be slightly bigger, it's going to be more kind of wall hanging size rather than keyring size. It's going to be quite a bit bigger by using the double-sized cord. So I haven't actually got any little wooden dowel in at the minute, but I'll show you the principle just using a pencil. I'll show you both ways to finish it off. So right, so that's 3. Cinch them up nice and tight. There we are. That's that side done. And now we need to add the other 3 onto this side. You have to excuse me one unpainted finger. It just popped off last night, which is weird because it was actually acrylic gel. I was only trying it out anyway. I'm going to change it. My brother decided to ask me to do backing vocals in his rock band. You know, joining a rock band at 63 years old wasn't actually in my top of my list of things to do, but he's desperate, so I said I would. And next weekend they've got a dress rehearsal, so I was trying out the black nail varnish, but I don't like it. It's horrible, so it's coming off later today. And then I'm going to try something different. I think I'm going to use nail dip powder because it seems to stay on better than the gel nail polish. Maybe I'm just not very good at gel nail polish. So this is the last cord that we're adding now. Obviously, if you had a macrame board, you could pin this down and stop it wobbling about like this. So if you've added your 6 cords straight onto your finding, you don't need to do this next step. If you haven't, then this is the next step that you need to do. The other 40 centimetre cord. Right, now that we've done that, I'm actually going to sellotape the ring down because I don't want it wobbling off camera like it did the last time. And then I'm going to zoom in very slightly. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if that's going to stay very well. I think we need a bit more sellotape. There's no sellotape shortage in here, so we'll just blob that down. So that's going to hold it in place and it'll stop me, say, veering off screen. So if you've got a wide finding and you've put your 6 cords straight onto the finding, you can skip this next step. Quiet, Ruben. If you haven't, and you've just done the same method that I have here, you're going to take your other 40 centimetre cord and you're going to lay it over the top here like this. And then what we're going to do, we're going to start in the middle, 3 cords either side, and we are going to do a double half hitch. The first couple are going to be a bit weird. That's your holding cord. So your normal double half hitch would go like so. And you will cinch it. This is your holding cord, so again, keep the tension on that cord. Cinch it up like that. And then to make it a double, you're going to do the same again. Over the top, underneath, pull through, put the tension on your filler cord and cinch that up. Now, obviously, because at the minute you've got this is just lying loose, you don't want to pull it too hard, but you do need to keep the tension on and make sure that your working cords are the ones that do the work. So you're going to basically double half hitch with the rest of these cords along this filler cord. So you can keep tension without actually pulling the cord through. It's just keep that straight, make sure this is the cord that bends. So that's the next one. Same again. Oh, I've only done one there. So as you can see from the size of my hand, this owl's going to be substantially bigger than the keyring version. But if you're using the smaller yarn, you should end up with a keyring. Double half hitch across. And as you can see, because the way the double half hitches lie, that's why you start with a reverse lark's head knot rather than a lark's head knot, because it's got the similar kind of lines going down it, same as the double half hitch. So okay, so that's the one side done. Oh, hold on a sec, I've got cat interference. Ruben, do not be knocking stuff off there. Get off. Get off. Off, I said. Off. Thank you. Probably heard the thud. He's like a pet elephant. So that is that side done. Don't worry about these two ends. We will sort them out later. So that's all that side done. Of course, this is like just asking for trouble because the cords are hanging down. Oh God, he's on them. Stop it. So now we're going to do the same, going that way on this side, starting with your inside cord, a double half hitch, cord over, pull it through, cinch it up, keep the tension on the filler cord. 2 of them on each cord for your double half hitch. Just keep going along. Doesn't take too long to make this. It's quite a quick make. Probably well, maybe 30 to 40 minutes, I guess. Obviously the video will be available afterwards in the group media and also on my YouTube channel, and if you watch it on playback, you can obviously slow it down if you want to, if I'm going a bit too fast. I'm trying to not go too fast, but you know how it is. You just get carried away sometimes. It's all right. So that's his forehead, pretty much done. One more. Okay. So that's the double half hitches. Okay. So that's his forehead. Like I say, we'll sort those ends out in a bit and give him, knot them together and then just fray the ends so that we've got a nice little kind of tufty ear thing going on. So there is the start. That's probably the fiddliest bit, actually, putting that extra filler cord in if you need to do that. So here's the other one that we did. So as you can see from this, the next thing is to do some more half hitch knots down into the center. So when you're doing these, you always use your outside cord and you hold it in the direction. Now, I want to make it slightly slacker on the center and closer up towards the end. So hold the filler cord where you want it to be. That's what I am going to do actually, just to get some more sellotape on the job to stop this wobbling about backwards and forwards. We'll go like that. That'll kind of hold it a bit more in place. So yeah, filler cord in the direction you want it to go, double half hitch into the center. Cinch it up. Oh, I've only done one there. Getting carried away with myself. And the last one to get us down into the middle. And as you can see, just by angling this cord and allowing the slack to appear there, you can position these double half hitch lines in any direction you want, just by holding your filler cord in the right angle. These are obviously to make his eye sockets, so we're doing the same here. We're bringing this one across and we're going to double half hitch into the center. Just use your finger to cinch it up. The first one needs to be quite nice and tight, and then obviously you allow the slack to appear on each subsequent one. Just make it a little bit not quite as tight. Make sure they're kind of roughly about the same, like that one to that one. Just to make it look good. And then yeah, it's about right. Okay, see that? And the last one. And what we are going to do is just pull those two together. I'm holding the wrong. Yeah, that's not right. Let's try that again. Hold that there. Do it like a another double half hitch. Like so. Right. and then that will sit like that. So you've still got 6 cords either side like so. And then the next thing, if we look at this one, the next thing you need to be doing is the sides here and putting the eyes in. So these sides are made using a vertical lark's head knot. So, and obviously you will need to do them one left hand and one right hand. So the way that you do that is we'll bring all those center 8 cords down into the middle, because we're going to ignore them for the time being. Then we are going to use the outside two cords to make the vertical lark's head knot. So the way that you do that is your filler cord is not the outside cord, but the next one in. So you need to use these as your filler cords, and you need these to make your vertical lark's head knots. So you're going to hold this, and you are going to put the cord over, and you're going to pull it through. Now, like everything, you hold your filler cord in the direction that you want things to go, and you pull that up. Now, a lark's head knot is the one where it's got the, like so, it looks like that, 2 strings with the cord going over it, like so. These are all lark's head knots. But it's exactly the same, but you're doing it on the way down. So what you need to do then is go over and then pull up through like that. And what you want to do, that's not right. I didn't do that right, did I? So that's got to go like that. This is it. So you go under the second time and then pull cord through and cinch it up. And there you can see your lark's head knot, but going vertically. So we'll do that again. So you go over and up through the middle like so to start it. Then you go under and down through the middle to finish it. That's 2. We're going to make 4 of these. So over and under, 3, over and under. So there you have your 4 vertical lark's head knots. I'm going to repeat the same on this side, but obviously the other way around. So the principle is the same. Hold your filler cord, go over for the first one, pull it through, and then go under and pull it through. Tension on the filler cord. 3 more the same. Over, under, over, and under. I'm going to not put too much tension on the filler cord here just to show you what happens. Oh, it's actually going into place all right. But if you don't put the tension on the filler cord, this kind of thing happens. And that is the secret of good macrame, is make sure you keep your tension on your filler cord and make the working cord do all the work. So that's number 3. And then one more over and under. Tighten it up. Okay, so that's the outside of the eye socket. So now we need some large hole beads, which I've got here. Trying to decide what colour I want to use. Definitely not blue. Owls don't have blue eyes, do they? I think the dark brown, actually. I think I like the dark brown. Whoops. So we're going to use these for the eye, for the eyes. And what I'm going to do is take the next two cords from the outside, and I'm going to, these are fabulous, very large hole beads. I think I got them on Amazon or something, but they're really good. You know, you can get a thicker cord through them. And where is it? There it is. What I've got here, just as a help, is a crochet hook, just to push it through there. Grab and pull. So you put them on and push your bead up like so. Same on the other side. Take the next two cords from the outside edge. Push them through. Bring your bead up. Keep you can leave them, you know, relatively loose. They don't have to be super tight, but keep your threads lying flat. So that's those ones. And then that is, just trying to think here. So what we're going to do now is another line of double half hitch, but we're going to start, because we've joined those two together there, we're going to start on these middle cords. What I am going to do, actually, just to keep that together well, I'm going to actually feed them over. Make sure you have got on each side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, those are the middle ones, that's why. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do now is make a line of double half hitch going around the beads. So you're going to use your center cords as your filler cords, and you're bringing it down to the edge of the eye socket, basically, just by double half hitching. Tension on the filler cord. So don't need to be super tight here on the eyes, because yeah, you want them to look okay. And then you need your last one here. Well, it's not your last one, actually. Second to last one. And there you can see one beautifully formed eye socket. I'm not entirely sure I've made my cords long enough. Hope I have. So, and now we're going to do the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shove them out of the way. Center cord, double half hitch out to the side of that eye socket. This one, you do want to cinch it up so that you've got a nice kind of cross shape in the middle there. So you need to cinch that working cord pretty well. And oh, got some rubbish on me thing. Then double half hitch out to the side. It's knotting away. It's very relaxing, just tying knots. And you can let your imagination run wild really when you're doing this. Yeah, you can just knot away and in any order you want and just make stuff up, which is good. So right, there we've got our eyes. So the next thing we're going to do, got our eye sockets. Now we've just got to make the body. So I'm going to show you alternating square knots. That's how I've done my body. And we'll do alternating square knots. And I'll just hope I have got enough cord going on here. You can ignore the outside 2 cords. Should be all right, I think. And shove them out the way. Shove them up there out the way, because they are not going to be used. We're going to do some more of those vertical lark's head knots to bring round the outside of the body. And then, but in the middle, we're going to do just some alternating square knots just to fill out the body. You don't have to do them. You can find another knot that you like and use them. But I'm going to do the square knots. So take your centre 4 cords to make your alternating square knots and make your first square knot. So your middle 2 cords become the filler cords. I prefer left hand square knots. So you put the left rope over the top, you bring the right one down underneath all the cords and up between the left cord and the filler cords. And then you keep the tension on your filler cords and cinch that up. So that's 1/2 of the square knot. Now I want to cinch it too tight. I want it to be, just hold that in shape, but without pulling it too tight. Then that's 1/2 of the square knot. Then the other 1/2, you bring the right hand cord over the top. You bring the left hand cord down over the top of that one, and then pull it up through in between the right hand cord and the filler cords. Hold your filler cords, the tension on your filler cords, and then cinch these up. That's your 1 square knot done. So that's 1. So now we're doing alternating square knots. So we're going to divide these into 2 sets of 4, and we're going to do another square knot using the outside 4 here. So it is better to keep them all facing in the same direction, just for uniformity. You don't need to cinch it too tight. You just need to make sure that the pattern's going to lie nicely. If you pull it too tight, it won't look as good. So obviously the actual knot itself you can pull reasonably tight, but when you're actually positioning it, you don't need to pull too tight. So there's another one. So we'll go to the right hand 4 cords, and again do a square knot. Now this one obviously you need to line it up with that one. So don't worry if there's a bit of slack there, it's fine. Yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3 square knots. Alternating, so we're going to push out the outside 2 on each side and take the middle 4 again and make another square knot. So it's got a nice shape there. And we will do another set of 2 and another set of 1, and then that'll be it for the body. So 3 more square knots using the outside 4 cords first on each side. So this one, you want this to be similar, about right. Okay, and then finally we'll do one more using the center 4 cords. We're not far off finished, to be honest. It's there's not much left to do. There we are, and that's your body. So what we now need to do is the sides of the body using these outside cords. Now luckily the shorter one has ended up on the inside because that's what we need, because haven't got much left on them. So what we're going to do is from here we're going to do some yeah, go on, vertical lark's head knots. So using the inside cord as the filler over the top first, and then underneath, cinch that up. It's up to you how many of these you want to do. I'm going to gauge it. I've not done one in this size cord before, so I'm just going to gauge it on yeah, that wasn't right, was it? I went over instead of under. Let's try that again. Because I do want a nice bit of curve, so I want it to come out a little bit, so maybe 4 or 5 I'm gonna say, something like that. So this is number 3. That's number 4. Let's have a look. No, definitely need way more than that. Can't have way more because my thread's running out. 5. Yeah, I'm going to go one more, even though I've got very little rope left. I think I can just about afford it. So I did these about 150 centimetres. Clearly that wasn't quite long enough. That's good. I like that shape because I need it to be coming up to these, the edges of these square knots, which is where your first cord is sticking out. So I did 6. So I need to do 6 on this side as well. 6 vertical lark's head knots. Two. 3. 4. 5. And one more. Oh, that's super short, that is. It's okay because we're about to finish off anyway, so it's not the end of the world. I just hope there's enough to bring it. I didn't do that right, did I? No, that one's all right. I went over instead of under again. It's very easy to do. Right, let's try that. Okay, that's 6. So there we have got our body of our owl, like so. So now all we need to do is finish him off. And the way we're going to do that, we're going to use these super short cords as a filler cord. So that's good because obviously it's the filler cord. It hasn't got a lot of moving around to do. And we're going to double half hitch first of all. Keeping the tension on that cord. Right, there's a double half hitch. And what we're going to do is double half hitch all the way down to the centre bottom. And but we're going to gather all the cords as we go. So we've done our first one. Now we're going to add that one that we've just double half hitched to the filler cord pile. Then we're going to take the next cord and we're going to double half hitch that. All you need to do here is to make sure you keep your tension on the filler cords and you cinch it up as you go. Another one. Okay, then we're going to add that also to the filler cord pile. Take your next cord and do a double half hitch. Obviously, because you're getting extra cords in each time, it gets a bit fatter as you go down the row. Add that one to the pile. So we've got there 4. So this is cord 5. And we'll add that one to the pile. And then finally, cord 6. And there is one side, so you can shovel them sort of down and off to one side for now. I'm going to do the same on this side. So that's your filler cord. You're going to start with a double half hitch with the other cord, and then you're going to add that into the filler cord pile. Then you go to your next one, and you will cinch that up to there, and then do your second one. Once you've got that one done and it's attached, it's a lot easier then to manage. Add your cord to the filler cord pile. There's only going to just be enough, look, to get us down to the bottom there. So pick up your next cord, which is this one, and do another double half hitch, cinching it up as you go. Add that to the filler cord pile. Next one, I've got 1, 2, that one's so short you can hardly count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5. Add that to the filler cord pile. Move them out of the way. You've just got this one little monkey back down here ready to go, and do a final double half hitch. Now all we've got left to do is finish him off. So let's stop there a minute. Obviously that one's rubbish, that silly little cord there. So there are more than one way. There's more than one way to finish her at that point. Probably could have got away with one less thing, but I don't mind. I don't mind his little fat body. That's fine. So if you're doing a keyring, what you're going to do now is take these cords and make a gathering knot. I'm just going to very briefly show you how you will use that. But if you wanted to make him look like he's sitting on a bar, what you could do is do a, yeah, go on, my brain's not working. You need to do another lark's head knot basically on here. So wrap it round, yeah, I'm having a brain. There you go. Wrap it round with the leading edge of the cord, the working edge of the cord on the inside. Bring it over. What you're doing is you want to make another another loop, but this time bring it down on the inside like that, and then you tighten it up like so, and that's him basically. And then take one from this side and do the same. So you want to wrap it over with the leading edge of the cord on the inside like so, like so. Yeah, I've done that upside down this time, silly Billy. Yeah, okay, that's why. So that's got to come up on the inside like so. There we are. Yeah. So you're wrapping the cord around your pencil or your stick or whatever you've got, but you're bringing up the working edge on the inside, and then you're going to take it over underneath your pole, take your loose end down through the middle and cinch it up. You can do that with more than one cord if you want to, if you want him sitting on a little pole like that. However, we're not going to do that for this. Just undo that. What we are going to do is take the 40 centimetre cord and make a gathering knot. And the way that you do that is you just grab all those ends together. It's up to you whether you do it that way or whether you do it that way. It doesn't matter. The principle is the same. So you lay your cord along the line of the knots. You make a loop. Now, whichever end your loop is, that's the direction you have to wrap. So let's do it the other way. Let's put the loose end up the top and do the loop down the bottom. Now, you need to wrap towards the loop so that this loose end can go through it when you're finished. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here. And I would normally start on the back, but because I have, do you know what, I'm just going to move it round to the side a little bit. Because I've got him taped down, it's going to be too tricky. So I'm just going to move it round to the side. So you've got your loose end sticking up towards the top. You've got your loop coming down here towards the bottom. And then you start to wrap the cord. This is the gathering knot. Making sure that the cord, don't worry about any of this, we'll sort that out later. Making sure that the cord is being wrapped in the direction of the loop. And decide how many wraps you want to do. It's entirely up to you. You need to make them relatively uniform and what have you, but it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that'll do. I don't want any more than 5. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your loose end and push it down through the loop. You're going to hold on to these and you're going to grab the loose end here and you are going to pull. And what that does is it drags the other end, you can help it, drags the other end of that gathering knot up into the middle of the knot. And then you can pull on both sides at the same time. Once your loop's hidden underneath the knot, just pull on both sides at the same time like that, and that's your gathering knot. Then you are going to cut off the end that's sticking up the top there because you don't need it anymore. And then what you'll do is you will grab all these threads but not that one, because that was actually me gathering knot. Idiot. Oh, don't matter. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that again because I've completely messed that up. Need to what I normally do, to be honest, in fact I'll do it now just so we don't do that again. I'm just going to sellotape the end of that so I know which cord is my gathering knot. So we'll start that again. So we'll go up there, make a loop, wrap it around, three this time because the cord's shorter. So yeah, put your end through, pull it up like so. There we are. Pull both ends once it's nicely hidden. Cut off the top. Then ignore the cord that's your gathering knot like I didn't just do, and then you want to basically get hold of every other cord, just give it a gentle tug, and what that'll do is it'll cinch your gathering knot up and it'll make all these other cords nice and uniform. Yeah, you can see it all just tightening up as you go. So there is your gathering knot. at that point you can take off your, because we're not going to pull anymore. That's him, he's done. So at this point I'm going to cut that off, that tape. Now obviously for me on this one I'm going to have to give him quite a short tail because yeah, Poddy don't. I'm going to have to give him quite a short tail because of these, but I'm not too worried about it. What I'm going to do actually, I'm just going to cut it off about here. These Fisker shears, by the way, they're absolutely awesome. And then you can sort your thing out. You can unravel it if you want, make it you know, individual strands. So that's that and done. And then the only thing left to do is to finish off the tabs up here. So I'm going to unsellotape a bit. In fact, I'm going to unsellotape completely. And I'm just going to bring it a bit down more into the middle. So what you're going to do with these two ends is you are basically just going to do a normal overhand knot times 2. And then you're gonna cut them to whatever length you want. So let's try that. That's close enough. We'll do the same. I'm going to take that off because it's annoying me. Do the same on this side. Yeah, Poddy don't. Little devil. And then cut them. About the same. And then for these ones, we definitely need to unravel them. I think I've got my cat comb handy here. So what I'm going to do is, once I've untwisted them, just going to stick any kind of brush, comb, whatever will work. Just do that. Same on this side. And obviously, whether you can do this or not will be dictated by what type of cord, etc. you're using, because obviously macrame cotton rope is multi-strand, and you just pull it into the position that you want. Comb it out. Oh, don't undo the knot though. That's not the way to go. Yeah, do that. And then trim any loose bits like that. No, that's all right. Move the sellotape out of the way. And there you have one. Don't stick your face in the camera, not yet. One lovely macrame owl. Now, this was using 4mm cord, and my long cords were 150 centimeters, which, as you can see, haven't quite turned out. They didn't quite turn out long enough, but the difference, this is using 2mm macrame cotton, this one here, and I mean, it's got a 2-inch tail. The body of the owl is about 2.5 inches roughly. This one with my 3-inch tail, but the body of the owl is 7.5 inches, and that's the difference it makes by using your different size of cord. So but yeah, that is the macrame owl. I might put him in a giveaway actually, because he can be used as a wall hanging, because I've used this ring at the top. So that's him. That's it for today. Hope you've enjoyed that. Hope it's been useful. Give me a shout if there's anything else particular you'd like to see. I'll do my best. And that's it. Have a good rest of your Sunday, ladies. Bye for now.